So I decided to make a completely separate video on this because my last video that covered this specific thing did not go too hot. And because apparently I am not allowed to have an opinion, and also Twitter apparently cannot take my hot takes. I decided that I would add onto my points along with bring up old ones, restate a few opinions, and also bring up a few new ones. Some of the opinions that I previously stated I still stand by and will continue to stand by regardless of what others think. Keep in mind that these are my opinions and my opinions only. You're allowed to have your own opinion, just don't be a jerk about it or force me to have the same opinion as you. We're people at the end of the day. So, HeavyMedic.
Get behind me, Doctor!
Jawohl!
Charge me!
The ship that us TF2ers all know, or the majority of us know. Some love it, some hate it. And for me, I have a burning hatred for it. Now, I'm not saying that you can't ship the ship. I personally don't ship it, and I absolutely hate the ship's pieces. My mom would say that hate is a strong word, and it is, which is why I use it in this case, because my opinions are very strong, and I like defending my opinions. They're my opinions after all, and I have a right to defend them. However, some people are too sensitive and like to complain that I even have one. This is why my video that brought up HeavyMedic did so poorly, because people didn't like that I was having very strong opinions on the ship. There's a plethora of reasons why I dislike the ship, and today's video will be going over that. If you like the ship, don't comment, just click off. YouTube will suggest you more anti-HeavyMedic content if you do that, unless you live on leaving mean comments on people's videos who dislike your ship. So my first reason I hate the ship is because people claim it as confirmed when it's not. The ship was never confirmed at all. What the devs did confirm is that the pair are friends, and good ones at best. Not lovers, not anything more than just good friends. If you don't believe me, I'll read a post that I found. I won't be linking it since it was found on a not safe for work Reddit post. However, I do agree with what was said on it. So the post reads as follows. Some people are trying to prove that they are a canon couple, but do not provide a link to an official source where it's confirmed. Can anyone provide a link to any official confirmation of their relationship, or is this just not true? For me personally, they're very good friends, but nothing more. A commenter then says, canonically, they're just good friends, like best friends for life. Heavy got enraged when Team Fortress Classic Heavy shot Medic, and then threw him through at least one concrete wall. The original poster says this, which I agree with. I knew they weren't a couple, but some fans don't want to admit it and believe that if there is a strong friendship between two men, then they are definitely a couple. This personally is exactly how I feel about the ship. People see the two acting friendly, interpret them as being a couple when that's not the case. People see the two as being friendly, interpret it as them being a couple when that's not the case, then claim it as confirmed despite the lack of any proof. They can claim that the ship is confirmed all they wish, but that has its limits. This takes me to my next point. People claiming that the ship is confirmed. It was never directly stated that they were or weren't a couple. However, what was confirmed is them being friends and nothing more. It was said directly in the comics that the two are friends. In fact, if you don't believe me, the exact panel is shown on screen as I speak right now. There are also moments from the recent comic installment that people seem to overlook, along with past installments as well. People took Heavy putting his arm around Medic as them being more than friends, when I see it as Heavy just comforting his friend. You can still do this even when you're just friends. There was also the one front of the comic panel where Heavy had Medic in his arms. People automatically took this as the ship being confirmed when that wasn't the case. You can still care a ton for a friend and show this level of emotion towards losing them. I'm certain that if you lost a close friend, you would be extremely hurt as well and would most likely react the same way, if not similar, as Heavy. I do know how it feels to lose a friend, or nearly lose a friend, if not multiple, to things like this, or just in general. I've had a friend's brother die of a drug overdose. I saw exactly how heartbroken she was. She told me that she couldn't even stand going into his room for a year or two after his passing. Of course, I won't be giving names or socials since it's no one's business. I will also not be sharing any of their family details. This is as far as I will go with this. Away from the comics a bit, people like to also claim that because the voice actors like to joke about it often, it automatically makes it as confirmed, this means next to nothing. In my video I did previously, I mentioned another game. This game is called No Straight Roads. Two of the characters, Nyongjae and DJ Subatomic Supernova, are oftentimes shipped together. The voice actors of the two, Tomohisa Hashizume, I believe that's how you pronounce it, voicing DJ Subatomic Supernova, and Ryuichi Kagihira, I believe that's how you pronounce that one as well, voicing Nyongjae. Dear God, I only pronounced I pronounced these names correctly, have been shown support for shipping DJ Subatomic Supernova and Nyongjae. However, this does not confirm the ship to be canon. Another point that I brought up is that the two just would not ever work at all. Medic is canonically too focused on studying humans and loves his birds very much, and Heavy loves his minigun very much, along with his sandwiches. It was also confirmed that Medic allegedly has a wife, or at the very least had a wife at some point. A commenter on r/TF2 posted that asked if Medic and Heavy were together. It said this and it caught my eye. No, they aren't and most likely never will be. Sure, Heavy cares for Medic because they're friends, but I think Medic is too much of a madman to ever have a legitimate relationship with anyone. The first time that I came out and stated this in public, I was extremely afraid that I would be labeled as some homophobe for not supporting a gay ship. Just because I don't ship a certain gay ship does not make me by any means homophobic. Now, as for my new formed opinions that people will not like hearing whatsoever, I already see people disliking this video over this, but please just listen. You guys will not like my first new opinion. It's annoying. I constantly see people shipping the two, and it's gotten to the point where people ever so block me if I simply say my piece on the ship. If I say I don't like it, I get blocked. If I say any form of opinion, I get blocked. As someone who is also quite sensitive about things, you guys are being extremely sensitive over an opinion. So what if someone dislikes your ship? Just ignore the person, no need for a block. It's not my problem that you get so butthurt over an opinion. We all got them for God's sake. Like, for example, if you don't like country music, that's an opinion. If someone disagrees with you who likes country music, they may argue or provide their take on the genre. Blocking them for having a valid opinion makes no sense. You're allowed to like whatever genre of music you want. You're allowed to ship whatever you want. You're allowed to put whatever toppings on pizza you want, specifically looking at the 1% of people who like pineapple on their pizza, like myself. You're entitled to your own opinion, so as long as it isn't questionable, concerning, or illegal. Another new opinion, I don't mind HeavyMedic shippers as long as they don't talk about it constantly or aren't forcing others to like the ship. If you're going around and bashing me or others for being a self-shipper, because yes, I actually do in fact ship myself with Medic, and I also ship Demo Man and Scout with myself as well, then you're fine in my books. You're also fine in my books if you don't go around harassing or blocking people over an opinion of a ship. If they ship it, fine. If they don't ship it, also fine. You also need to take into account that there's an actual person with feelings behind said account. They might not like you going around and just willy-nilly blocking people over an opinion. It's seriously immature and childish. If you don't like it, just click the not interested button or click off of it. I'm fairly certain I may have blocked at least 2 or 3 people on Twitter for being HeavyMedic shippers, and if that's the case, I do apologize. However, TikTok is a different breed of people. There were people claiming that the ship was confirmed despite people saying that it's not confirmed at all, or just to sort of wait. These kinds of people, the ones claiming that it was confirmed, I will block without hesitation. It's extremely annoying to do this, and I've literally met people who thought that the ship was confirmed canon because of people like this. The next bit is a small rant about my AU. If you came here specifically for my opinions on the HeavyMedic ship, you're free to click off now. If you want to hear what I have to say in regards to my AU, please stick around. You still here? Cool. So, for those who didn't know, I have a TF2 AU. This AU obviously includes me being shipped with Medic, Demoman, and Scout. All 3 of them end up being my husbands in the end. Imagine being polyamorous, couldn't be me. Now, this AU specifically takes directly after the 6th comic. I originally created a sort of what-if ending. The ending of, what if a small YouTuber was given the creative freedom to make his own AU, to not only give himself a way to vent his trauma, but also be creative with his own ending to his favorite game. So that's what I ended up doing. I recently added a little bit more, rewriting the story a little bit, but also keeping the primary plot points. There will also be a game adaptation, however, we've barely started and we need help. If you're interested, you can click the first link down below. So why did I bring up my AU? Well, people were mad at me for having a preference. They were mad that I prefer my AU over the canon ending of the TF2 comics. I, of course, didn't get mad at them at all. I just told them that it's, my preference and opinion at the end of the day. My AU means a lot to me, especially because it's about my trauma and how I cope with it. Writing it into this AU gives me a way to vent, because at times I feel like no one will listen to me or care enough. That's why I wrote about my trauma. I want to write an ending to my trauma, the ending I feel that I deserved for what happened to me. Happiness and peace. Before I end the video, I do want to say that my TF2 AU's game adaptation, again, needs some help. We need voice actors, 3D modelers, SFM animators, map designers, translators, writers, comic artists, playtesters, musicians, concept artists, sound effects help, and coders. If you can help me, again, I left my TF2 AU, the server, in the description. Sooner or later, there will be a public website for it. However, right now there is only a Google Doc link to the actual storyline. You can join the server if you wish to help. It would mean so much to myself and the rest of the dev team. Banana Shark, now leave me alone.